Hey everyone, Kim here with Abundant Life Tarot. Welcome back to another Mystery Mystic Monday. In this particular episode, we are exploring the disappearance of Randall Shaffer. He disappeared on April 1st, 2006, and it is highly just mind-blowing because surveillance captured him going inside of an establishment like it was the Ugly Tuna Saloon. That's where he was last seen. He went in there, but there is no evidence showing that he emerged from that building on the night in question. And so it's just a peculiar disappearance story. And I want to thank my friend Kristen Louise for recommending this case out of Columbus, Ohio. If you want a more detailed, in-depth rundown about the circumstances of Brian's disappearance and what may have been going on leading up to his disappearance, please check out part 1. Part 1 is where I give a long introduction. I don't want to do that now. You can look at part 1. I will have that part 1 timestamp, so you can go right to the intro, or you can go right into the oracle readings. In the oracle readings, we use the Mildred Payne Secret Pocket Oracle and the Murder Mystery Oracle card, so you don't want to miss that. So if you are watching this first, that's fine, but I do make reference to those readings from part 1. And it's what inspired me to ask the questions that I asked for this part, for part 2. I am contemplating on doing a part 3 for this reading for Brian's disappearance as well. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so we're back for part 2 for Brian's reading. And before we get started to the questions portion, I wanted to go over a few of the cards again from the part 1. Part 1 has Mushroom, Crow, Storm, Devil, and Orbiculum. That's from the Mildred Payne Secret Pocket Oracle. Then we have Killer worked in the area. Perpetrator has behavior patterns of a serial killer, and money may be involved. And I was like, okay, I get that the killer may have worked in the area, or someone who is responsible for his disappearance may have worked in the area, or know the lay of the building, or know the lay of that establishment really well, may still work there, may have worked there in the past. This is also someone who has a propensity to harm others, who may either have been a budding serial killer, or who is establishing themselves as a serial killer, or someone who serially harms others, even if they haven't gotten to the level of taking people's life. This is someone who has a reputation even, or maybe even people know that this person could, like when they think of this person, they're like, oh yeah, they kind of remind me of a SK, a serial killer. Money may be involved. Money may be involved is what was like kind of stumping me at first, but then I started to think about money being directly or indirectly involved in Brian's disappearance. It could mean that the person who's responsible may have gotten a salary from the establishment where he disappeared from. So that's the money element that's indirectly involved. It could have, he could have come into contact with this devil as a result of maybe trying to score some, illicit substances, or maybe the money may be involved with a loan or some sort of money, like a dispute over money, over paying a tab or something of that nature. So it's like directly but indirectly involved. So, but before we get to what may have happened to him, let's take a look at the energy surrounding, the time leading up to his disappearance. How was he feeling? How was he feeling about his general life, his love life, whatever Spirit wishes to share? How was he feeling? We've got Two of Pentacles in reverse. How was Brian feeling about his life? It could be his studies, his love life, his friendships. Just, okay. So we've got Five of Swords. So he was feeling a bit out of balance. Okay. And we'll see what areas of his life he was feeling unbalanced at. Now, this is from the Light Seers Tarot. This is the Situations Oracle. Let's see what areas maybe he was feeling imbalanced and really feeling like he was in a losing battle. We've got single, current status available. That's interesting to me, considering that this was a man who was thought to be planning to, it was thought that he was going to be proposing marriage to his longtime girlfriend, I believe, when he went on vacation on Monday to Miami. So single. That's interesting to me. What else, Spirit? I'm gonna reshuffle these. I'm called intuitively to reshuffle, and we'll see if anything else comes up. He was really struggling to find a balance in his life, in his studies, in his health and well-being, in his health and well-being, in his life, in his love life. Everything just felt really out of balance, even though he put on a strong face that he did have things under control. I think that, look, pretending flew out, fake, living beyond means. Pretending that maybe he wanted to be engaged when really he wanted to be single, okay? And this doesn't mean that what is coming out here has anything to do with his disappearance. But like Five of Swords represents either the winter leading up to his disappearance, because he disappeared April 1st, 2006, or it could be 5 months preceding his disappearance, because Swords represents the season of winter, the timing of months. And so it could be that, he had been stressed out. And I sense that maybe he was hoping to go on this vacation to really see if maybe he just needed a change of scenery, maybe a change of scenery with this girlfriend, to see if he would be changing his mind about things. Drama queen, thirsty, causing chaos. Now, this doesn't mean that this was his woman. It could mean that he knew that there could be drama if he let out that he just wasn't quite sure about what to do in his life. That he was juggling all this stuff, and it just felt like he was not managing very well. He was very conflicted about something mentally weighing down on him. And it had been for a while, the winter preceding and 5 months back, something was really weighing on him. Now, this could really also play out to maybe he didn't want to be single, right? It could be that he wanted to juggle in being a husband and he wanted to take it to the next level. He didn't want to be single. It could be that. But then it's sitting next to pretending. So would somebody be more inclined to pretend to want to be in a relationship or more inclined to want to be single when they are dating someone? Well, I would sense that it would be more that he's inclined to be pretending that he wants to be in a relationship when in fact he desires to be single, because he's still in inner conflict and inner mental turmoil about what he wants to do. It's interesting to me. And he just wanted to, and this could be, in a drama queen, doesn't necessarily have to be a female. It could be a male. There could be someone in his life that is drama filled for him as well. So that's the months leading up to his disappearance. And he had been out of balance for a good long while, you guys. We're talking at least 2 years preceding his disappearance. The Pentacles represents the timing of years for me. So Two of Pentacles represent 2 years. He had been dealing with some things for a long time. I don't know how long he had been dating his girlfriend, but I know that all that he had been juggling and dealing with, it finally came to a rough patch for him in the fall leading up to his disappearance. And then he had a really challenging winter time. 5 months was really challenging for him leading up to his disappearance. And it's all stemmed about pretending. Who was pretending? Was somebody else pretending in his life? I don't know. But interestingly enough, romance necessarily wasn't on his mind. And that is curious to me because it wasn't necessarily on his mind. And that could mean a few things, that he didn't really want to get married, or that romance was really not on the forefront of things. He was dealing with some mental stresses here. It could mean that romance or his relationship was just fine and it wasn't cause for concern. He may have been pretending to want to be a doctor, for example. He may have been pretending he wanted to live one life, but then he wanted to live another. So there's that. Question number 2 is, how is he feeling specifically, Spirit, about his relationship? I mean, this was generally speaking how things are going. Let's ask specifically about the relationship. How was that going? How was he feeling? We got the Lovers and 10 of Cups. Okay. So whatever he's pretending about. Oh, wow. And 2 of Cups. Denial. Oh, I got a chill there. He was in love, but I'm not so sure that it was necessarily with his girlfriend. Does that make sense? Could be. It could totally be. It could totally be they were feeling solid, and that's why it didn't show up here. It didn't show up here because it just wasn't really, something he was concerned about. But there's something I feel like is more here. And I don't know what that is. I'm going to zoom in for a moment and then we'll zoom back out. So we got all 3 very deep love kind of cards here. The Lovers, 10 of Cups, and 2 of Cups. So love was definitely on his mind, actually. I'm not sure, though, it was about a relationship that he was currently in with this girlfriend. I don't know. And I'm going to tell you guys why. It's this single card here. Denial. Not facing truth. Irrational and reasoning. I feel like someone was more into that relationship than the other. More in love with the idea of being in love. But that someone popped up in his life, probably the spring or late spring or like summertime, and a love connection unfolded. And again, this is just what I'm tapping into. Don't come at me in the comments. This is just what I'm picking up here, that someone popped up in the summer or spring leading up to late spring or summertime, leading up to the disappearance, right? So that's summer before, late spring before, pop-up, spontaneous, unexpected, surprise visit. This person could be male or female, popped up. Soulmate doesn't always necessarily mean a romantic relationship, but it was a big enough relationship where this person that felt like a soulmate to Brian, okay? But I think that as time went on, he realized he was living in denial. And he also realized he wasn't going to be able to keep up the charade, to keep pretending anymore. So he was being confronted with that truth. Okay, and that's interesting to me. Like, on one hand, you could look at it face value and say, oh, wow, maybe he was in denial on how much he loved his woman, the lady who he was going to on his vacation with. Or maybe he was in love with someone else and in denial about that love. But it was like a big thing for him. And then things kind of really took a turn in autumn and winter, in the months, in the the year preceding up to his disappearance. So I'm starting to get a sense that whoever is responsible, I don't know. I mean, it's too soon to say. Well, I'm going to kind of hold back, but I don't know. I'm getting a sense that he may know, or the person may even know what has happened to him, or some clue about this whole charade here. People know about this. Maybe friends. I don't know. Okay, question number 3. So now we're going to get to who is responsible for Brian's disappearance. Was it him or was it someone else? Did he really run away? And is this person known or unknown to him? So these are the kind of questions we're asking. We're trying to find out, did he have anything to do with his disappearance, or did someone else have something to do with it? So we've got footprints. Okay. So we're trying to find out who or what is responsible for his disappearance. Does he know this person? Dark hair, swamp. Okay. So so far we've got footprints, and now I'm going to zoom back out. We got footprints, photos. So this person who is responsible may be captured in some sort of photos or images that we maybe as the public have seen or maybe not. This person has dark hair. Swamp is interesting to me. Swamp could mean of quite a few things. I'm going to pull some additional oracles here. So what we're trying to find out is if there was someone else involved. I'm going to reshuffle. Because I'm actually getting called to, maybe before we work with this deck, I'm called to work with another. And it's going to be, I'm going to have to tell them to stop slamming the door in just a moment. So I just want to find out if someone else had a hand in his disappearance, or if he did it. Fated to suffer. The temple of my body. Okay. 5 of Wands. So 5 of Wands is telling me that this is someone else that is responsible, someone else outside of him. The fated to suffer card also indicates that as well. You see how this person is handing an apple? This is like a poisonous apple, consuming something that is toxic to the body. Okay, so this is at the hands of someone else when you see this person in the image. The temple of my body, destroying someone's body, hurting someone's body, conflict, combustible situation. They have been drinking heavily. So whoever that he came into contact with that night, and who he, I'm almost sensing like he insisted on wanting to go out, not just because he wanted to hang out with his friend, because he needed to see someone. Maybe that friend, I don't know. But short hair woman, I'm going to set these off to the side. I'm not quite sure yet if that's going to inform us of anything else. I'm going to pull from the tarot, or not, I don't know. 5 of Wands. I don't know, guys. Footprints is saying someone left their footprints. Someone left their footprints, physical footprints, like footprints in that area of where it all took place, the disappearance. There could be also footprints on, what they call it, like your electric, what do you say, digital, I kept saying electric, your digital footprints. It could be that. Photos of this person. Either the officers have still shots of photos of someone who may be involved. That's a possibility. Dark hair. This person has hair. Whenever a hair card comes up, you see how we have short hair, dark hair. This is starting to paint the picture. We have woman might be involved, some woman who may know or be involved directly or indirectly. Whenever I get a hair card like this tells me and affirms for me that someone was involved. Someone other than him was involved. 5 of Wands, that I'm getting an external conflict. Fated to suffer. Someone wanted him to suffer. This is giving me energy that he may have known the person who has caused him to pass away. I don't sense, I'm going to be honest with you all, I'm not picking up that he's still with us. You know, I can't pick up anything energetically. Now, of course, that doesn't necessarily mean he's not with us, but I'm not picking up anything there, okay? North. So I'm just shuffling to see if there's any other clues about who may know something, who may be responsible. Was it someone else? I'm getting yes, it was. Spirit is also telling me with the photos card and the 5 of Wands that that there's photographic evidence of maybe him being with someone. Maybe him being with someone in the weeks leading up to his disappearance, like 5 weeks back. Short hair came up again, shaved. This is interesting to me. This is all interesting. Now, a woman with short hair, shaved hair, or it could mean a woman knows the nature of a conflict that happened that night, putting him in a vulnerable position, putting him in harm's way is what I'm picking up on here. Swamp of emotions. When you see a body of water like this, especially still water like this is swampy, murky waters. So that feels to me like someone he knows. Conflict. Now, of course, it could just mean that he got into a fight with someone that he didn't know. It very well could be, but I don't know. I'm getting fated to suffer in the temple of my body. Someone violating him with the ill intention, fated to suffer. He was fated to suffer that night. Like someone had these plans. This is going to be a rather big spread. So, I'm curious to see how I'm going to fit all the cards. We got North. We'll see how that fits. I don't know if that's applicable or not. Unsolved. This case has been unsolved for a very long time. Since it happened in 2006 and we're in 2022. So I'm hoping this is not saying that it's going to remain unsolved. I'm hoping that justice will prevail, but unsolved, it could just be like, the pieces have not all come together yet. Okay. Short hair, shaved, somebody changing their appearance even. Maybe they had long hair at one point but shaved. Maybe it's someone who, kind of has feminine look, but maybe it's a male. I don't know. But it's something about the hair. Dark hair, shaved, short hair. So yeah, it's going to be quite interesting for me to take this picture of this spread. Okay, question number 4. So, why has he disappeared? Why has he disappeared? What caused his disappearance? And what's his state of... Okay. Wow. Page of Cups. More energy of intimacy, okay? Choke. Oh, got a chill there. Why did he disappear? lake, of course. This card always stalks me, I tell you what. Let me see if there's anything else. Spirit. So what we're asking here, why has he disappeared? What caused his disappearance? Someone took his breath away, harmed him to the point where the life left his body, and it was over in an emotional matter with the cups, okay? Something even perhaps love or relationship related with this Page of Cups. Something new starting or wanting to start, and it just did not start well. And I don't know, maybe somebody made a pass at someone and it just did not go well. Like maybe he made a pass at a woman and her boyfriend got mad, and this boyfriend has the propensity to I'm just shuffling, just a shuffle, by the way. He has the propensity to harm someone, like with, it may work near the area, and people are hush-hush because they know who he is. So it could be something of that nature. But his life was taken from him, okay? That's what I'm picking up on here. I'm going to see if there's anything else that was, that we can pick up on here about what caused his disappearance. Social drinks gathering. So this is again, just kind of confirming that he may have known the person. This is a social gathering. Things kind of got out of hand. Someone choked, and, it could just, mean that they just simply hurt him. Does that mean that they did it, with all the intent that what was going to happen was that he was going to pass away? Maybe not, but things quickly escalated and got out of control. We got overseas, local, global travel. He was supposed to be traveling. I find that interesting, the overseas. Could this mean that this person has left the area? Could this mean that this is someone maybe his girlfriend knows or she knows of? With this lake card, she's seeing things, but not really sure what to tell or if it's even valuable information to share. I don't know. I'm picking up on all sorts of things. Social, drinks, gathering. Drinks also can mean things getting out of control rather quickly. Let's see. The months. Months leading up to the disappearance. This person knew him, was around him for months. Remember I said around here, maybe this is a really deeply connected friendship that was born. Maybe it's not even so much romantic, although I'm picking up romance vibes here. But in the months preceding this disappearance, what Spirit is now telling me, and I'm sensing it here, this person is responsible, have the hand in his disappearance. This was someone he had a connection with, and this connection was born over the course of months. Okay, months preceding his disappearance, and that would tie in to these cards over here. The Lovers for me represents the time period of May 21st to June 20th. The Cups represents the season of summer. He disappeared April of 2006. Okay, so this person came into his life and became a real big part of it in the months leading up to his disappearance, and likely in the summertime. So, that's just what I'm picking up on. That's what I'm picking up on. I could always be wrong, of course, right? So, Spirit, we want to know his state of being. I think I know, and I think I've already confirmed it, but I just want to ask clearly. Is Brian with us, or has he crossed over? Are you willing to share this? What is his state of being at the time? Okay, this is vehicle. I'm called to shuffle. I'm looking for a state of being card. And we'll also pull a tarot. Accident. He needed medical. He was in an emergency medical situation. We got mental health. Is he with us? Bank, aunt, no. Getting mixed vibes. I want to see, has he crossed over? I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to put these off to the side for a moment. And we're going to ask the tarot. What is his state of being, Spirit? Is he with us? Or has he crossed over the wheel? I'm sensing that he may have crossed over. He is no longer with us with the Wheel of Fortune. Going from one state of being to another. A transition of sorts. A cycle. All right? When you see the wheel. Okay, so I'm going to see if we can get any other confirmation of what state of being is he in. And I'm not sure we're going to get it, and that's okay. I think we got enough information here is that he has crossed over. He is not with us. And I'm sensing that it's at the hands of someone that he knew. Look, oh God, I got to chill. Betrayal. Betrayal. Somebody either felt betrayed by him or they gave him the ultimate betrayal. His luck had turned with the Wheel of Fortune. Okay? The Wheel of Fortune is signifying to me that he is no longer with us. And then when you got the accident card, I'm not going to lay these down, but this is telling me he needed emergency medical care, and that was denied. Mental health. He wasn't in the greatest state mentally, but also the person who is responsible was not as well. I'll keep these kind of tucked over here. I'm going to have to figure out how I'm going to spread all these cards so we can see them all when I do the photo. Let's see if we have time for a few more questions. I'm going to try to move it along. Let's see. So now we're just going to ask about, because I already, like I said, I'm sensing that it's someone that he knows, that he's socially aware, around and knows and is close to. It's tied to his personal life. That is how and this person knows that building. Like I'm curious to know, did he leave that building? That's probably our next question. Because that's really what's going on here, right? Since he passed, where is he? So where is Brian? Is he still in that location? Okay. These are kind of affirming for me. I don't know. Maybe the Pentacles is saying he's out. I don't know. Let's see if we can get any further clues as to where he may be. Get together. Okay. Isolation, quarantine. You see that close sign? I honestly feel like he's still there, and that the Sun and the Nine of Pentacles are affirmative cards. He's inside somewhere. I've heard that there was some sort of construction zone. In the back of that place. He's not very far in terms of proximity. I will do a part 3 where we just work with the Oracle and just kind of pull out cards and see what comes up and look for clues. This is just really that overall overarching energy, tarot and Oracle reading, just trying to get a pulse on what may have happened. Was it foul play? How did it happen? Like, is he still around in that proximity? I don't know if they have, demolished or demolition or did any of that in the area. But this Sun and Nine of Pentacles tells me that he, this was supposed to be during a get-together that was happening amongst friends. Somebody he felt positive about in the summertime, and that these two cards, when you say yes or no, affirmative or negative, these are affirmative cards. Isolation or quarantine. You see that close sign? That's what draws my eye. That's where my eyes are drawn to. Closing time. This is like, what I'm really stumped about is, did this person do this premeditated, or Was this just like, things got heated and out of control and it just happened at closing time in this establishment? I don't think he really escaped. That's why you don't see him going off camera. That's why you don't see him leaving the building, because he never did. He stayed within the confines of that area, that close proximity. No one took him out of there. He's somewhere there. He's somewhere there is what I'm picking up on. My last question, though, is, was this like premeditated? Was this a premeditated type of crime that was someone who it was just a crime, like it just happened, not like a crime of opportunity, spying, but more like just like someone, this is an interesting card, suicide. But the first card that jumped was con man, spying. And this person, suicide, this person is, I don't know, not stable. Not a stable individual. I'm going to pull a tarot. Spirit, was this premeditated or was this like just a mishap? The Star, they had hope, Knight of Swords. I don't know if they really planned this. It just ends up kind of unfolding the way it did. This is not someone to be trusted, generally speaking. Con man. They look one way, present one way, but they're not. They are always looking at what you have, spying on you, who you're with, who you're doing, what you're doing. They always got their eyes on you. They were looking you out, scoping you out. And then it was just the opportunity here that presented itself with the Star card. And then this person is very spontaneous to a fault. Hot-headed to a fault. Someone who is impulsive. And things just kind of culminated to someone losing their life. And it was just an unfortunate set of events is what I'm picking up on. And that this is, almost like at this point there is an element of someone knowing, a female knowing, and a male being responsible. You see that crossbow there? The weapon here, knowing, just knowing, and then she's knowing as well. There's, I think, two parties who know what happened, who know. They're in a way about this. They feel a way. They had even had thoughts of taking their own life as the years had went by, looking at what comes up, seeing if any information. The photos cards kind of speaks for themselves. Like maybe law enforcement needs to just go back to the drawing board and see what was in some past photos, 5 weeks leading up to his disappearance, especially it may be captured in friends of his social media where his picture, maybe he was tagged in the photos or something to that nature. Was Facebook a thing in 2006? Maybe not. I don't know. I feel like it was. But it's probably not. I know my Facebook started in 2009, but I think it had been around for a while. But maybe he was on some other, there was some sort of photographic evidence of this connection here within 5 weeks leading up to the disappearance. Like this, and it's interesting to me that, I wonder how much law enforcement knows and just hasn't revealed. But it's someone that he knows. Okay, this devil, someone that he knows or came into contact with. Maybe if it's just familiar with something happening at this bar, grill. It was a bar, I believe, or saloon. I don't know what it was. Anyways, something happened there, and it wasn't with a stranger. That's what I'm strongly picking up here. It was not with a stranger. It's someone that he knows or someone that connected him to the person that ultimately is responsible for taking his last breath. That's what I'm picking up on here. What should have been a great time, a good time with the Sun card, with this get-together card turned into something entirely different. Heartbreak for those who really care about him. So, you know, this is where we stop this part. Like I said, I may do a part 3 where I just kind of see what the oracle cards that jump, and just pick up on any additional clues that, like, for example, what may come of what's coming next down the line for this investigation. And I'm just also wanting to make sure that we send up a prayer for Brian. You know, we want him to be returned. It would be nice to know that maybe he did escape and maybe he did need to go off. Maybe this is what this card means. Maybe that's what, you know, overseas, local, global travel means, that he took off. But there's many cards here that's suggesting otherwise. That's suggesting that he did not make it outside of that saloon. Okay? He didn't make it. Even if he wanted to go and live a different life, it didn't happen. And so I'm just picking up on the fact that there was a lot going on around him in the time leading up to it, and that there's a couple of people who know something that were around him that night, etc., and that were around him in the weeks, months leading up to his disappearance. So yeah, that's where we're going to get off here. Thank you all so much for watching. Also sending out big gratitude for those of you who support my channel, who like the video. Thank you so much for subscribing. It does mean a lot to me. And also, you know, let me know if there's another case that you want me to explore. I do keep a list. It does help if you use the submission form, but also feel free to leave a comment. I just try to make sure I don't miss any suggestions, but I keep a list, okay? All right, you guys, take good care of yourselves. I will see you all in the next video. I'm about to take a picture here of these cards and get ready for part 3. Bye for now.